Here we go, the 62nd country, Bolivia. I applied my Bolivia visa when I was in Peru, Cusco. Despite I've got all the documents I need for that visa, but still, I went to the embassy for 3 times, and finally I got my visa. So from Peru, I took an overnight bus and a minivan and a shared taxi that took me into Copacabana. And normally people will stay in Copacabana before heading to the island, but Copacabana was fully booked. So on a Sunday when I arrived at Copacabana, I decided to go to Lake Titicaca. So I arrived in the northern part of Isla de Sol, and then when I arrived in the island, some local women charged me, and then I was with all my luggage with me because I just arrived in Bolivia for the first day. Usually people who head into this island, either they stay in Copacabana or in a bus before, so perhaps they are taking less luggage. Other than me, I'm with all my luggage. So, and then when I arrived, I found out the hostel I booked was in the top of the mountain, so I have to climb the uncountable stairs. At the first time, I was thinking, okay, I really want to throw my backpacks into Lake Titicaca. Yeah, but anyway, I just climbed, and for the last part of the journey, I really was exhausted, so I couldn't move at all. And then I just paid some local people, and then they carried my luggage for me. And even when I arrived in my guest house, I need to take 10 minutes break. And in Titicaca, in the island of the Sol, in the northern part, I start to love the nature. I did the trekking from the southern part of the island into the northern part. It took me 5 to 6 hours. I was trekking with an Australian backpacker, and it was a very nice experience. And after that, I made my way to La Paz by an overnight bus. In La Paz, I stayed more than a week. It's one of the highest altitude capital. And then most of the time, I went to the local mercado. I tried the fruit salad, and then I don't know why, because perhaps the salt Uyuni is in Bolivia, so the food I get to taste in Bolivia, I feel it's so salted. I was just making fun for this. And it's during New Year, past the New Year, the busy transportation time, I made my way to Uyuni by another overnight bus. And on the same bus, I met 2 Chinese girls. They were traveling together. So when I arrived at Uyuni in the early morning, I didn't sleep at all. Together with that 2 Chinese girls, I met her on the bus. We went to tour agents, and then we booked each of us a tour. It's both a day tour on the same day and another sunrise tour for the next morning. And after we checked in our guest house, we just made our way to the day tour. And in the day tour, it's all Asian people, because it's a very hot tourist stop for Asian. So there were people from Hong Kong, people from mainland China, and people from Taiwan. And in my perception, I was the one less active during the tour, because people were so much fancy about taking photos, and I was always the first one to return back to the minibus, because we were day tour with the minibus, and it's not during the raining season, so I couldn't see the mirror effect above the Uyuni. And then it's such a shan, like there's an area, it's full of like different countries' flag, and I didn't see any Chinese flag. But I mean, after I left that place, I just noticed some Chinese visitors just placed a Chinese flag. And also there's a hotel was built by salt, and then I just tasted the word. Okay, it's salt. And after that, I returned back to town, and then for somehow like my guest house tried to charge me more, so I don't want to stay there anymore. So I decided to leave that guest house, and immediately found myself another guest house. It's like a little bit more than the usual one, but I the previous night I didn't sleep, so I decided to just don't care about the price. I just checked in, and after that I feel so tired, and then I gave up for the sunrise tour. That was my very first time to give up a tour I booked, I guess, in my like experience. Because for the day tour, sometimes I feel it's difficult because there's no public toilet, and the trips last for several hours, and also like it's kind of cold during the day and night in the sort of uni, so it's freezing, so I better get back to the minibus. But anyway, I'm happy, like I made my way to South Uni, because that was a somewhere I really wanted to visit in South America. And after that, I was being told in the early morning after I moved to the guest house, and then the owner said I can't stay there for that night because dark car is coming. Dark car is a program for like motorbiking. And then so basically it's fully booked, so it's my very first time I feel like I have to leave this country, but not with my own intention, because the situation over there. So anyway, I just bought myself a ticket for the early morning at 4 a.m. So I checked out from my guest house, and then but while waiting for my bus, I need to find somewhere to wait. So I remember before I came to uni, I booked a guest house, but for somehow I was late for my plan. So I arrived at uni 1 day later than I planned. So that hostel was cancelled, and I paid it fine. But after that, I went to that hostel, and then the owner was kind enough to allow me to stay in the camera area. Of course, I paid a little bit to use the facility. So during the night, I was waiting. Then I was happy to find out there were some other Chinese. They were waiting for the bus to Chile as well, because I was waiting for the bus to the Chilean border. And then I tried to take some nap, and then after that I fell asleep, and then the Chinese people waked me up at 3 a.m. and then together we walked to the bus station. And then the bus was really rough, and after that I was so sleepy, and then I fell asleep on the bus. And when I wake up, it's just the sun just rise, and also outside it's kind of like desert. The sunrise color and the desert color kind of blend together. So I was initially wanted to stay in Bolivia a little bit longer, but because during the time I was visiting in January 2016, so I encountered a dark car in Uni, so I have to leave earlier. I would love to go back to uni maybe another time during the rainy season, but whatever season I encounter, it's already the best for me. So I'm grateful. Thank you so much for listening. The next episode that will be Chile, so I will